Some of the things I like about America a lot are that we, as a nation, people tend to be very adaptable and accepting of new ideas and change, and we tend to be very innovative and very good thinkers, which is why we come up with some of these great inventions like Apple or Facebook. Also, we have still a lot of great respect for things like land ownership rights, and some of the freedoms that we have are still among the best in the world, despite some of the problems that we have in those areas.
We're moving away from a racial-centric society a lot, I think. I think America really has done a huge amount of changing in the last 15 years. You know, just in my own lifetime, seeing areas where you could wear Ku Klux Klan shirts to high school and no one cared, and now they host huge multicultural events in these areas that are, you know, accepted and loved by the, you know, the people that are there because of how it affects their economy. You know, I think that, you know, being able to live in a society where, you know, like here at this event, we can have a mosque here and a synagogue across the street, and like a Hindu guy hanging out over here, a church 3 doors up, and everybody's, you know, I love that America has that quality.
I guess like the freedom of information here, I mean, there is crackdowns on the internet, but like, as long as you're literate, like, and you can have access to the internet, you can realize your full potential as an individual if you make that decision.
So when people ask me about America, I always think of 3 different things, and I suppose this goes for every country, and that is, there's the country America, there's the nation America, and there's the state America. And for me, the country is the land, which is beautiful, and the nation is the body of people who are profoundly tolerant and innovative, and you know, it's a remarkable history. And the state is the government, which is kind of intolerable. Like, it's founded on some sound principles. It has a contradictory history, and I think that it's currently in a decline.
In America, what we have here is the greatest openness of ideas, as well as a great deal of economic prosperity. People can come here and succeed. It's the tradition that we've always stood on, where anyone can come here and make something of themselves.
Well, I don't really identify with like America, but like, because that would reflect government to me. And I don't think the American government is doing anything right. What I think people who are here and being active with these problems are doing right can be shown by the activity here at PorcFest, with people, you know, networking, gathering together, communicating with one another, and you know, trying to be the change they want to see in the world. Essentially, there's, you know, so many issues and so many different folks doing so many different things, whether it's filming the police or, you know, running an Egger's kitchen. But it's still nice to have unity amongst, you know, the differences in between that, and, you know, inspire one another to, you know, take these things back home and do them there as well. And so being active is what I think people are doing right, and I don't think the government is doing anything right.
Our foundation, we were built to be free, and we for the most part are. You know, we have the First Amendment, we have the Second Amendment, we have the Bill of Rights. So I think we're the greatest country on earth. We can grow up poor and then become multimillionaires. You know, we have opportunity. We are the country of opportunity. We are exceptional in that manner. It doesn't matter where you come from, how you grew up. You can seek out that opportunity. The choice is yours. The road is there. You just have to take the right one.
Some of the things I'd like to see change in America are the heavy reliance on state solutions, which aren't always the best solutions. Sometimes government involvement actually makes problems worse, and it always comes at the cost of some sort of coercion or violence or threat or something against people. And that's a drawback that we should always be aware of and be very cautious about adding new restrictions like that, and maybe work to kind of unwind some of the more heavy-handed types of things that the government does, with both foreign and domestic policy.
That there is a very well-financed, concerted effort to rob us of the kind of community that we're able to create here, with the division that people literally, they profit from it. They're making money off of dividing our society against itself and helping destroy our culture here in the U.S. Our culture is one of acceptance. The Hindu, the Jew, the Christian, and the Mohammedan, the black, the white, the red. These are the kinds of things the founders of the country said. And there's this effort by people who claim to be standing for the principles of this country to destroy those foundational principles and replace them with a culture that's enforced through violence, where everyone is forced to look the same, think the same, dress the same, and act the same. And I think that really is the biggest danger as well. It's not only the thing that I don't like it because it's dangerous to our culture, it's dangerous to our society. It has the ability to turn us against ourselves and destroy this awesome experiment that was created a couple hundred of years ago.
I wish the economic constraints they put on America is the thing I least like about America and what I would change the most. Just Austrian economics, I'm very into that.
I suppose the simplest thing that I would do to change the system as it is now is I would allow anyone to opt out. That if there was any provision which offended their conscience or didn't suit their vision for their own life, they had the right to not participate. And I think that the market influence of requiring people's consent would be enough to change the rest of the things that aren't working.
What I would change about America, I think the biggest problem we have here is too much authoritarianism. It's not just a government issue; it's a cultural issue. There's too much regard for arbitrary authority. I think that's very contradictory to a lot of the founding principles of the country. And I think we can start moving things in a different direction. I think is what we ought to start doing.
Well, there's probably a lot of things. I think people should just be able to live and let live, essentially. If you're not initiating force or harming anyone's properties or persons, then there shouldn't be laws against those actions. And so voluntary exchange, free markets, and let those millions and millions of interactions and reactions set the table for standards or norms, prices, punishments, etc. And this one-size-fits-all government isn't the solution.
I would change the politics a little bit so that they actually do what the people want instead of doing what they want. And I would also change people not being involved. More people know who the Kardashians are than they know who their own legislators are. And that's kind of a shame. That's sad. More people need to be involved because one day you're going to wake up and your rights are going to be taken away. And that's what happens. They chip away at them slowly, like Second Amendment rights are a good example. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you want to defend yourself or practice your Second Amendment rights and you realize you've been left defenseless by your own legislators. Those people are scarier than the people out there who might want to try to attack you because you don't have your rights anymore. And of course we all know criminals don't obey them. So that I think really needs to change is the political class needs to realize they work for us, and the people need to realize that as well and do something about it.